Hello, divine people. Saki here, and we are finally back. Dynasty Warriors Origins has been released. Everybody is enjoying the games a lot, and honestly, that's really a big step. I cannot believe it that Dynasty Warriors one day will ended up become actually known. Yes, because let's be honest, before Origins, Dynasty Warriors was like a series only liked and known by the likes of me, likes of you. So us niche quote unquote Dynasty Warriors fans, well, honestly, I'm really glad, I'm happy about the success that Dynasty Warriors Origin is having, because this only means that the revival of the series, it's on its peak. I'm not saying now that Origins is like the perfect Dynasty Warriors, but it's the Dynasty Warriors that should have always been. So, of course, it got its flaws. I also in the past complained about the game. For example, not having an option to customize your character, but if you look past that, trust me, the game, it's actually one of the most enjoyable Dynasty Warriors in the series. So, here I will review the game. I have played quite a bit of hours, like 33 hours, just check now. So yes, I have 33 hours. Thanks again to Koei Tecmo for the review code. I do really appreciate it. And here we are now for the Dynasty Warriors Origins review. So, I'm gonna talk first about the pros of the game, of course. Quite surprised, can I just say, like really surprised that I managed to find so many positive things about the game, really. So, and I have made a list of all the pros, and there'll be cons too, of course. So, like I said, this game, it's not exactly perfect, but it's surely peak. So, it's an evolution of gameplay that we asked for many years. For how many years we've been asking for Dynasty Wars to be intense, to have like a proper feeling on one against thousands troops. Well, Origins surely gives you that. Let me tell you, it really does a good job at giving you that feeling that Dynasty Wars always fail to give, honestly. And new and interesting choice of varieties of combos. So each weapon's got its own style. Personally, I do love fighting with a spear, and mostly, and pretty much all the games that are out there, I just like spears in general. So, but Origins really does a good job to kind of not forcing you, but like convincing you to try out new weapons, because to level up, you also kind of have to use other weapons. So you basically need to increase the proficiency of the weapons in order to level up more. So you'll most likely have to fight with other weapons, but trust me, all the weapons on these games are super fun to use, so do not worry that you're end up being bored about a weapon that you might think you might not like. Trust me, most of the weapons that are in the game are really fun. So, and the story mode is very unique. It's perfect for both veterans and newcomers of the series. Okay, you have already preset characters, so there's no character customization, but the characters will have to eventually will have to choose if he wants to side with Wei, Wu, and Shu. So you will have the option to pick the kingdom of your choice by the time you progress the story. Not right away. Like at the beginning, you'll have to get to know each character, each faction, and then later you decide who you're going to side with. Now, the character design has been renewed, giving characters different personalities while maintaining their historical goals. For example, Lubu, well, You know, Lubu, he always been like, oh, I am the strongest this, I'm the strongest that, I'm like the mightiest this and that, you know. Well, I feel like Lubu here is a bit more calm than the previous title. He has, well, less of a rage, how can I say? Yeah, sure, when he fights, he unleash everything he got, but he's not out there screaming, I'm the strongest man alive, blah blah blah, like, basically breaking out his throat, trying to convince you that he's the strongest. No, well, here Lubu, he's pretty much more intimidating, he has more of a calm air, while still maintaining his rage, and he will unleash it on you on the battlefield. So, be very careful about this version of Lubu because he does not mess around. This is by far the most interesting version of Lubu, and honestly, the strongest. You probably won't be able to fight the strongest Lubu in any other Dynasty Warriors game, in my opinion. Probably the strongest Lubu in a Dynasty Warriors game is always been the one in Dynasty Warriors 6. At least this is kind of a personal choice. Like, I do find Dynasty Warriors 6 Lubu the hardest to fight. We could say, yeah, sure, Dynasty Warriors 3 is still considered probably the hardest Dynasty Warriors games, no doubt about that, but Dynasty Warriors 3 Lubu, I can say he was like abnormal to fight or anything. Yeah, you could pretty much take him up anytime, but 6 is definitely now the second strongest Lubu, and may I just say that Origins, like, beats everything, really. Lubu in Origin is just the strongest Lubu you'll ever face. So, we had our worries about the music in the past of Dynasty Warriors because the original music composer left the company, which means, well, all the people were worried about the music not being good. Well, no, the music is still pretty good. Can I just say, it is really good. Yeah, there are some remixes of the original soundtracks that he made, like new remixes, of course, and they are pretty good. But Origin, it's not just about that. In fact, there are not like many of those remixes, but they're quite enough to give you some nostalgia. The original musics in Dynasty Warriors Origins are pretty good, trust me. So you should not worry about the music in Dynasty Warriors Origins because, in my opinion, it's really epic and you're gonna love it, trust me. The enemy officers are not anymore the usual rabble you used to face since Dynasty Warriors 7. Well, since Dynasty Warriors 7, this series has really took a very easy turn. In fact, it's where the series slowly started to decline in terms of difficulty. For those who know me, I've always been obsessed with Dynasty Warriors having a challenge because I don't play Dynasty Warriors just to relax or take it easy. No, I do want some challenge. I want fight, and personally, I do find it really boring. Fighting like a bunch of enemies who don't react, don't say anything while you massacre them, they just stand there while you just beat them. But no, Origins is different. Origins makes some very big improvements of the AI. The AI, it's really smart, it's pretty strong, and he will give you an hard time to you and your allies. In fact, your allies, they are your heart, basically. If you don't help your allies, don't save them, don't care about them, it will affect you. It will heavily affect you, and you'll most likely end up losing the stage if you don't rescue your ally commander. So, or you don't cooperate with your allies to make this stage easy for you. You know. So, you need to make sure your allies are safe, your ally commander is safe, you take as many bases as possible, and, well, meanwhile, you need to also fight many strong enemy officers. Because, like, the AI, it's honestly really well done. Yeah, okay, the enemy officers, they do have super armor all the time. You need to break that super armor, which is as the shield, as icons on near their health. This is something we already seen in Dynasty Warriors 9, but Dynasty Warriors 9 done this very poorly, in fact. You could pretty much kill enemy officers in Dynasty Warriors 9 in like 2 seconds. In fact, Dynasty Warriors 9 only was considered one of the worst Dynasty Warriors, but also the easiest game of the series that you could pretty much play blindfold if you want to. So, despite the voice actors in Dynasty Wars 9 being a total failure, they have completely failed the direction of the voice acting in Dynasty Wars 9. I am so glad Dave decided to learn their lessons and hire more professional voice actors in the game. So, Dynasty Wars 9 had a huge fiasco due to the very poor English voice casting, but now you can relax and be stress-free. Many professional voice actors joined the cast of Origins, making the game more enjoyable. So you can avoid fighting and reading text at the same time and not being forced to put voices in Japanese. Although the original Japanese voice cast is more than worth to listen to, no doubt. But although the new English voices are good, I can't help but miss the old cast and their iconic lines, which are kind of different hearing them from the new voices. I also noticed the struggle to pronounce names when they do, you can clearly tell even if you don't pay attention. Like, they say the name in a very slow way, like they do pause every time they have to say a character's name. They very slow, so you can tell that they're trying to bet the rest to make sure the pronounce is correct, but damn, to take it that slow, oh well. It's understandable, I guess. I mean, not everybody can have a deep knowledge about Chinese pronunciation, so some NPCs, they don't feel like generic anymore. They do actually interact in the story and have important dialogues. It's hard to believe it, and you forget that they are NPCs and not playable officers due to some of them having deep connection to the story. So, you don't even need to ask anymore for them to be playable or anything. I mean, it's not necessary, to be honest. Characters like He Jin or Wang Yun, well, some of them, they do really interact in cutscenes. They interact like if there are, actually playable characters, which is crazy to think about it, really. That you forget that those characters are NPCs. I don't know, this is something I have never seen before. Usually, in old Dynasty Warriors game, we always seen NPCs say 1, 2, 3 lines and then boom, be forgettable. And those lines were pretty much spoken like true NPCs, but not those ones. Those ones, they don't really act like NPC like they are. So it is pretty interesting, this feature. I do actually like it. Now, besides your usual hack and slash combat, this time you're able to gather your own personal unit to make them launch different types of stratagems, such as charging with your spear or launch your rain of arrows. This is something you don't get in your usual Dynasty Warriors, and I think it works perfectly for this one, since this feature seems something more appropriate for an Empires or a Kessen game, if anyone even remembers what are those. And now the cons. Well, so not every game is perfect, and well, Dynasty Warriors Origins is definitely no exception. There are some things that I just can't help but not like, complain, whatever you choose, I suppose. So, one of the things I don't like is other characters can only be playable temporarily in selective stages. What's worse, in order to play as them, you'll have to fill a new chunk of rage bar, which can, take you a bit to do so. And personally, I think just why? I want to play as my favorite characters whenever I want. Why do I need to fill the rage bar to do that? That's crazy. Like, this makes things very insulting to the player, since Dynasty Warriors has always been about playing with your favorite character, and the fact that Origins toys with you about it, it's really sad and pathetic. Now, the self-insert protagonist is totally unnecessary, since his background story can easily be filled by a customized character. This is a very poor choice, in my opinion, since the game heavily promotes bonding with famous officers. Like, this RPG aspect serves far better for your own original character. Therefore, I find the Wanderer invasive, annoying, and forced. By not adding the option of creating your own character, these games lose a big chunk of points. Now, many characters' iconic weapons have been changed to something more generic. You know, clones have always been a big problem in Dynasty Warriors, and even on this game, it really seems like they haven't learned their lesson. So, a lot of characters have never been this clone before, can I just say though? Like, they are more clones than usual in this game, and the fact that there are only 9 type of weapons, well, that says a lot, but let's not forget. The cast is like, okay, no, I'm sorry, I don't exactly know the correct number, but like 51 characters or something like that. But yeah, they reduced the cast quite a lot, so 9 type of weapons, like 50 characters? I might be wrong, but... So, yeah, it's not good. You know, it would be nice to have a little bit of free roaming, some explorations. The fact that you're just on this giant map all the time, I mean, yeah, I must say, it is nice, it's cool, but come on, a bit of an exploration, like Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires, where you could just go walk in town, visit shops, that would be more nice. I do love that system quite a lot, but I don't know. It feels wrong, and personally, I don't like this type of exploration system. So hopefully, in a sequel, they can change that. And I guess that was it for my Dynasty Warriors Origins review. So, personally, I really enjoyed the game quite a lot. Like I said, despite you not being able to play as your own character, yeah, okay, it does suck, but in the end, this is a big step for Dynasty Warriors, and I honestly give that so many credits, really. Of course, there might be so many changes along the way for the next title, but I do hope that those changes are still appreciated, are still like as good as the game it is now, because like, yeah, Origins, like I say, it's not perfect. It's by far, if you really want me to be honest, to give a vote from 1 out of 10, I would probably say I will give an out of 8. 8.5. So, that's my vote for Dynasty Warriors Origins. And definitely, if they will make a sequel, which is most likely they will make a sequel, because this story does not like go further the Three Kingdoms period. It does not completely end in like the whole Romance of the Three Kingdoms book. Very sure the end is a Chubby from what I gathered. So most likely there will be a sequel, and I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward for the next Dynasty Warriors Origins sequel. Most likely it will probably call Dynasty Warriors Origins 2, maybe. Is this going to be the future of Dynasty Warriors? So you mean there's not going to be a Dynasty Warriors 10? Well, to be honest, a Dynasty Warriors... The idea of Dynasty Warriors 10 scares me a lot. It does makes me shiver. I don't know. It seems like the higher Dynasty Warriors gets, the worse it becomes. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh god. I need to erase that from my memories for possible Dynasty Warriors 10. And I really hope you guys will erase that too, because I'm sure I give you shares on your spines too of a possible Dynasty Warriors 10, because no, thank you. Just keep going with the path of Origins, and you will do giant steps with the Dynasty Warriors series, and hopefully Samurai Warriors will also seize big steps too, because for now Samurai Warriors has been stuck uh, on a bad light with Samurai Warriors 5, and I do hope they can get out of it. They really need to. Samurai Warriors also a series that it's worth playing, worth fixing, and I really hope they are going to do that like they did with Dynasty Warriors. So, Divine People, thanks again for following me this far. I really hope you guys have enjoyed my review, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.